What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Chopper Style. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing King Kong on Skull Island. This review will contain no spoilers. Yo, this is one movie that I really wanted to see in theaters, but I never got around to it. And it wasn't until Godzilla vs. King Kong was coming out, and I'm like, oh damn, I really need to watch this. I watched the Godzillas, but I didn't watch the King Kong. And I'm like, you know what? Let me watch this before the movie comes out so I can understand what's going on. And honestly, after watching this movie, I am kicking myself in the ass like, yo, why didn't I see this in theaters? Everyone told me this movie was good, but damn, I didn't know it was this good. This was a phenomenal movie. Out of all the Godzillas and King Kongs out, this was by far the best one they've done. It had such a good story. But what made this movie really, really good and interesting was the cast. The cast was so good. They were very good actors. You had Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, anytime you have him in the movie, you know damn well it's gonna be good. And this was old school Samuel L. Jackson, cussing up a storm, being himself, giving that stink eye look. Like I loved Samuel L. Jackson's character in this movie. This movie kind of reminds me of Predator, like for real. I got Predator vibes from this movie. I love how they didn't waste any time showing you King Kong. Like I hate when you go to see a movie and they wait till middle to show you what the movie is even about. Like, come on, just get to it. And I like that. They jump straight to the point and they have a good reason as to why all this even comes along. Like why King Kong is big and why he's on this island and how they get to it. Like it's such a good story and how all this connects and just the acting in between. And also they have funny parts. Like I did not expect this movie would be funny. Who thinks a King Kong movie would be funny? This movie had me rolling, dude. John Riley was hilarious. I haven't watched many movies with him in it, but after seeing this movie, I want to go watch some of his other films because he was hilarious, man. This dude was always cracking a joke or trying to be serious and was still funny at the same time. And also, I noticed you got Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, and Brie Larson all in the same movie once again. It's like they all played in Avengers together and now they're playing in this together. It's kind of cool to see all that. I was trying not to look at Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, but I just couldn't help it. But she had a good character. I liked all of them. It was good to see all of them play different characters than what we're used to seeing. I mean, Avengers was huge and we got lots of build up with some of these characters, and to see them play something else while still being in the same movie was really cool to see. This movie's pacing was legendary. I mean, there was never too much talking or never too much action. Like, whenever you started to feel bored or something, like something's going on, something's happening, they did a very good job of drawing your attention in the whole time. Like, you never wanted to get up. Like, if I seen this movie in theaters, I would not have used the bathroom in this movie because like you couldn't. It was always something going on. There was never a dull moment, and there was a lot of suspense. Like sometimes you may think that someone was actually going to die, or they don't, or it's just nothing going on out of nowhere. Someone dies. You're like, holy hell! Like my goodness, man, you couldn't even take a breather for a second. Like it was such a good movie, man. So much suspense. This was the one movie, where like a King Kong or Godzilla type movie where the story was not predictable at all. Like you couldn't just predict what was going on. Like this was very meaningful. Everything that was going on was good and interesting. And also the way or the note that this movie ended on took me by surprise. I mean, took me by surprise. They didn't even have to go this far. They could have just ended the movie on whatever type of dead end if you wanted to. Man, it was amazing from beginning to end. This movie was sick. And then King Kong, dude, the special effects on him are just so good to look at. I mean, seeing him move, seeing him fight. I mean, he is smart as hell. I mean, monkeys are normally smart. Like this dude is hella smart. And it was just so good to see him interacting with everybody, and also how big he was on screen compared to people. Like, damn, you were the size of his eyeball, maybe. He was huge, man. My goodness, was he big. After watching this movie, I'm like, yo, I thought, Godzilla vs. King Kong, Godzilla was gonna just whoop his ass. Like, how do you beat Godzilla? He's like ridiculously OP. His fire breath. What's King Kong gonna do? But after watching this movie, I'm like, yo, King Kong got hands, and this dude is smart as hell. And I'm like, he has a chance at beating Godzilla for real. So this gave me hope. Like, at Godzilla vs King Kong, we're gonna see a brawl because King Kong is no chump in this movie. He has battle scars, and just the way he fights in this movie, I mean, it is just sick. He is a beast, man. Like, for real. This is the one movie where I would say definitely don't skip. It's not your average, King Kong wannabe movie or Godzilla with a super predictable story. Like, no, this movie is different. Like, it's a King Kong movie with a great ass story and a hell of a cast to back it up. It is very good. Like, you don't have to be into King Kong to like this movie. It is very, very good. I really wish I seen this in theaters. I'm kicking myself in the ass that I didn't see it in theaters because it was well worth it. But this is it for my review. If you liked, could you please give me a like, comment, subscribe, chop us out.